Hello everyone, I hope that you're all doing well today. We are going to be chatting all about October favorites. Now I know this is mid-October and a lot of times these videos get released at the end of the month, but I just felt like my list had gotten to a point that I was ready to share. So we're going to be talking about things, maybe a couple of things that are new in for me, but a lot of times I think I value favorite videos when it's like, oh, you've been using this for a long time, it is tested, it is trusted, and that's what I'm gonna be chatting with you about. So there are some skincare, there's some beauty, there's some things to do with sleep actually, and even new in for our home, and then podcasts and other things. So let's just dive into this video. The very first thing that I wanna show you guys that I have been using has been the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Eye Cream. And it's got vitamin C as well as being collagen boosting. I've been using this pretty consistently and it was honestly just me needing to go out and find an eye cream because I constantly would have dark circles under my eyes, and one of the best things for that is vitamin C, so I tried this one. Before this one, I was using the Olay brightening cream, and I find that just over time, it didn't age very well, though that product was really well performing. So this one I've been loving because of the creamy texture. If you don't like bananas, if bananas just gross you out, you will not want this one because it truly smells a lot like bananas. But because I've been going to bed a bit later than my normal schedule, the reason for that is a lot of editing for these month's videos. I found that the last thing, like the least I could do for myself is to use a brightening eye cream so that I don't look super tired the next day, and I have really liked this one. I do find sometimes when I wake up in the morning, I can still tell that it's under my eye maybe a little bit, like that it has sunk in and maybe it's a bit more moisturized, or I really want to do that water rinse in the morning. But overall, I would give that one an 8 out of 10. And if you have any other suggestions for eye creams that I could try out, let me know. All the products as well that I'm gonna mention in the skincare category are cruelty-free, so I am happy about that as well. So as soon as quarantine ended, I was out of so many things. I was out of mascara, I was out of foundation, I was out of bronzer. Things were getting real around here. So I went and I had a little bit of a Sephora haul, and I ended up picking up a few cleansers as well because that's what I was also out of. So I picked up these 3 cleansers, and I wanna walk through them all with you because they have slowly all become part of my favorites, but for very different reasons. If you have extremely sensitive skin, like you put something on your skin and immediately is gonna break out, or you ended up having a reaction and you just don't know what to do, this is the product for you. This is the Kate Somerville Delicate Soothing Cleanser. This is so gentle. I remember I was watching a video, Alana Davison was talking about it. She has very sensitive skin as well, and she was saying that she ended up having a really bad breakout because of something else, or not a breakout, but a reaction to a product. And so this was the product she turned to. So that's what caused me to be interested in it. And I've gotta say, this cleanser is just so gentle, so soft. Now, if you're looking for something with a little bit more oomph, which often I am because being on camera at work, sometimes I just have to layer so much makeup on, and it's that cakey makeup that doesn't make you look shiny on camera. So all throughout my shift, I constantly am putting on like a MAC press powder. I go in with this. This is the Rice Water by Tatcha, and this is a soft cream cleanser that is for normal to dry skin. I find that there's a slight exfoliation factor in there as well, and I think out of all of the cleansers, this one has been the most lush for me. I am really loving this cleanser. 1, the fact that it is gentle. 2, I feel like I'm really getting all of those impurities out of my skin. And also, I don't know, I just feel like I'm being completely pampered when I have this on. I love the smell of it. It smells like most of the Tatcha products. It smells very boosting, very fresh, and that one I would completely recommend to any of my friends who are looking to get maybe a bougier cleanser, because I'm not gonna lie, all of these are pretty expensive. This isn't like a drugstore cleanser. These are all from Sephora where I picked them up, so yeah, this is something you want to consider when you are washing your face, but your skin is so important, and if you've got sensitive skin like me, these are things that you might be looking for. The next up, this is more of something I would consider my everyday cleanser. The Tatcha one, I would be more swayed to use that when I really want to get a deep clean. The Kate Somerville one, when maybe my skin is having a really crazy heyday. And this one is the No. 9 Jelly Cleanser from Drunk Elephant. I ended up getting this, as you probably did too, in the Sephora birthday gift. Like when it's your birthday and you get that little present from them. It was a little tester, and I feel as though the reason why they have those is for you to try them and then ultimately buy them, which I did. I love this jelly cleanser. It smells amazing. It feels amazing on my skin. Sometimes, actually last night, I had a lot of makeup on just because I had worked and then I was filming something else. And I knew that, and I was washing my face just with water in the jelly cleanser, and I could just see what was coming off of my skin. Highly recommend that one. If I was going to list these on a basis of need and how often I use them, I would list the jelly cleanser first from Drunk Elephant, the Tatcha rice water, and then under that, the Delicate, just to have on standby if I ever have a really bad skin day. For beauty, two things that are new to me and I recently showed off as well in my everyday makeup routine has been this. This is the first Fenty product, has been this. This is called the Sunstalker Private Island. This is the bronzer from Fenty Beauty. This is the first, actually no, I'm lying. This is the second Fenty Beauty product that I have ever purchased, and I 100 guarantee that I will be going in to find a couple more things to try from Fenty Beauty. One, because of their shade range, and the next product, I'm actually very disappointed in the shade range, but I really like the product. So it's this really big torn piece where I'm loving it, but at the same time, I won't be making a purchase again until they expand that shade range. And Fenty Beauty is something that has been on the forefront of incredible shade ranges from the beginning. But speaking directly to this product, the Sunstalker Private Island Bronzer, I really love this because it's a beautiful bronze matte shade and it really has a nice warm hue. The only thing is, going into winter, I feel like this is great, but in the summer, when I'm looking for more of a glowy look, this one might not be the one. However, we are in the midst of fall and winter, so highly recommend trying that one out. It blends so nicely, and on a big fluffy brush, I find that it just complements all of those areas that you are really looking to contour. Now, next up, a product I've been loving because of the formula, but I'm like, come on guys, let's do the damn thing. Let's like expand that shade range, has been the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better. And this is the CC cream, and the reason why I've been really loving this is because of that SPF 50. I really love the way that this has a more full coverage feel without leaving you feel cakey or not glowy at all. It doesn't really have that matte finish. It's kind of somewhere in the in-between, and a little bit goes a really long way. So again, so torn with the product. I've had so many people when I posted on Instagram saying, what do you guys think about this? Before I really did that behind the scenes research, before that really became something that I thought about before purchasing products. I'm so happy that it is now something that I think about. So many of you were like, I love it, it's amazing, I love the formula with that. I use it every day, I've been using it for years. But again, all of those people were very similar to my color tone skin. So hopefully they're working on it. They should be. The next couple of things that I want to show you are still kind of with beauty and then flowing into sleep, and it's going to be more of a hair care. So Living Proof Perfect Day Hair is next up on the favorites list. I got this huge bottle from Sephora when I made that original purchase, and now unfortunately it is empty. It did last a decent amount of time, but I think the way that I was applying it, I was actually kind of doing it wrong. Like I would put so much in my hair, and then I found that I would end up having buildup later because I had used too much product. And now after this first go at it, I think I finally figured it out. And just from watching some videos, I know this sounds so basic, but people will literally just do, I'm just gonna look at my preview here. They'll just do a few little spurts all through little layers of their hair, and then they shake it out. And you can even use a towel to help kind of remove some of those oils and build up in between all of your hair. So I would recommend this one. At first I was using Batiste a lot, and I really did like that as well, but I found that I would get an itchy scalp sometimes. So I faded away from that, And now, because this was empty, I went back to Batiste and I haven't had an itchy scalp, so I don't know, maybe it was just I was having a dry spell in between using all of that before the Living Proof one, but nonetheless, you need a dry shampoo just to get through the day sometimes. The next sleep care product is actually this. This is our eye mask, and I say our because Scotty and I both have one. I remember way back in an IKEA PAX wardrobe system vlog, I showed you guys this, and if you're an OG from that time, like hello, thank you for being here this long. But I wanted to show this off again because I've been going to bed later and maybe trying to sleep longer, or because I have these crazy shifts working on TV where I have to do a morning show and I have to go to bed really early, and it's like just trying to get to sleep and get a deep sleep. The reason why I love this eye mask is because it has these bubbles that come away from your eyes and they don't squish your eyelashes and they just feel so much more comfortable. This eye mask is from Pretty Care, and I'm gonna try to link below one that is very similar, if not this exact same one. I remember buying this on Amazon years ago, and still it is one of my favorite things that I own, because if I'm sleeping with this, I am almost guaranteed, no, I am guaranteed to have a much deeper sleep. And that's something that I love. Recently, okay, so this hairstyle is probably the most Amanda thing that you will ever get. So I decided I want to get some really nice hair clips, and these are all of them. So I ended up going on Etsy and finding this shop who sold these really cute alligator clips, and I purchased quite a few of them, as you can tell, including this really adorable butterfly one, basically just because I wanted to impress Scotty's niece and look really cute. The reason why I think these are so incredible is because the spring in them is so strong, the clamp is so strong. I have had quite a few of these and put them in my bags, and I have had none of the prongs snap off, which I find happens a lot when I buy ones from the drugstore. And they are just so beautiful. I love the patterns in these ones. So I'm gonna link that Etsy shop below. I will say they did take a long time to come in, but it was well worth the wait. And there are so many different styles that you can really choose whatever one suits you. And now that I have a bunch of them, if say I lost one or they broke for whatever reason, I would 100% make that repurchase. As for camera stuff, this is such a little thing, but it's something that I've been loving so much, especially because going to work and moving around, sometimes I'll try to edit on the go. But this is a little Pelican case. And what it is basically, I'll try to open it up without having everything fall out, is it's how I keep all of my SD cards. And if you've ever seen a Pelican case for other camera gear, it's waterproof, and I just know that that's where all my SD cards are and they won't get lost. Because when you have something that is this small, it is inevitably going to be at a huge risk for getting lost. So this has been a complete lifesaver. I've posted so many Instagram photos so far of wearing these. These are my two hats that I recently purchased from Lack of Color. And Lack of Color is a company out of Australia. Now, if you've been around here for a long time, you already know how much I love Australian brands, not only because of their colors, it's also their styles. They just, I don't know, they just get it when it comes to the style that I'm looking for. So this is the first hat. I believe this is called the Azure hat, and it's one that has a little bit more of a design than a basic hat, but I also purchased their Rancher, and this one came in this beautiful green color with the ribbon on the outside, and then as well, that ribbon on the complete brim of it. These have such amazing structure, and the way that they came in the mail, you could tell this company just cares so much about their product, the quality of their product as well. They were all wrapped so beautifully. And when you actually order a hat from Lack of Color, you should measure your head. Like, you have to measure your head because they have very close sizing to make sure that it fits. When you see a hat in a store, sometimes it can work when it's quote unquote one size fits all, but I don't know about you, but people have very different sized heads. And if you can find a hat that fits really nice and snugly and kind of suits you perfectly, it is gonna be your best friend on day 3, 4, 5 hair days. The last couple of things I wanted to chat about was a couple of podcasts. So Scotty and I have been watching through The Office. I've already seen it a few times. Scott hadn't seen it all the way through, and he is extremely invested now, so enthusiastic about it. And he was the one who actually suggested this to me, and it's the Office Ladies podcast. So they go through every single episode of The Office, and it's so awesome because they get all behind the scenes. They tell you stories that went on. They have directors, they have fellow actors on to tell their experience and their story with the plot, and it is so much fun to listen to. I've been maybe more pushed towards podcasts that have just been fun and light to listen to, just because there's so much going on in the world right now, and maybe that's why you're escaping watching a YouTube video as well. I've also been listening a lot to At Home with Lily and Anna, and it is their podcast with the Anna Edit and Lily Pebbles, and they had it before where they would go to other influencers' houses and they would basically just describe their style around the house and talk to them about their journey. But now, because of COVID-19, what they do every Monday is they do a chat on Zoom, and they just catch up and they talk about their peak of the week, and they talk about what's it called? 100% Yum, and they do this little catch up, and then they have a topic that they talk about after, and it is so adorable. It just sounds like you're hanging out with a friend, catching up with a friend, and if you're feeling lonely at all, maybe an escape to a YouTube video or a podcast like this is the perfect escape, and I just love listening to it when I'm out for a walk or I'm even going for a drive. Included in on the kind of audio element of things, I've also been listening to a lot of Headspace sleep casts, and kind of going on the theme of sleep and beauty throughout this monthly favorites. I would say that these sleep casts have been really helping me fall asleep at night, especially because if you watched one of my first videos of this month, the 1 hour sleep routine, it's been very difficult. I have not been able to follow my own 1 hour sleep routine because at night I will be editing so late and then it's time to go to bed. So I've been, dove into something that is emitting so much blue light back at me, kind of making my brain go for a run. Listening to a sleep cast basically feeds you really nice sounds, someone running you through a wind down, maybe being more aware of how your body is feeling, and then takes you through a scene and uses really pleasant words and descriptors that just kind of calm your mind right down, especially after working so much and maybe having a lot on your to-do list. So that's something I've been loving so much. I think I've listened to all of them. Finally, the shows that we've been watching through this month have, as you've already heard, The Office. We also finished season 1 of Jack Ryan, and it was stressful, very stressful. If you guys are okay with violence, then definitely check it out because it's really cool, and John Krasinski's in it, and it's so cool watching him be on The Office and be like this dorky character and then go and be Jack Ryan and just be like so awesome and doing all these crazy things. But now we're diving into season 2 and I'm already stressed thinking about it because it's just one of those shows that will leave you on the edge of your seat. Now, in between those two shows, because now in The Office we're at the episode where Michael leaves, spoiler, we know it's going to be really emotional, so we've just put it on pause for a moment's time. We've just been diving back into Parks and Recreation just to have our dinner, watch Parks and Rec, and then just kind of get back to the work that we've been doing. You know what? I am going to show you this last thing. I was going to forgo it for a video that we have coming up because we're going to be redoing our kitchen floors as well as our bathroom floors. Another version of A Job Well Done, me and my dad doing some home DIY projects. Scott's mom actually sent us this company to check out, and this is the mat that we recently purchased for our bathroom, our kitchen floor. And let me see if there's a picture on the side. And it looks like this. It's just so beautiful. So we decided that we both really liked it, and we get really sore feet, the two of us. So we'll often be found in slippers, like rarely are we not in slippers. And yeah, we purchased that mat. So I'll link that one down below because I think that will be a really nice addition to our kitchen floor once it is all done. It seems weird covering up your floor after it's done, but this will be something that we just put under our sink just to catch anything that has fallen because it is going to be a bright colored floor. that's it, that's all. I can't believe I've been talking for over 20 minutes, but your girl loves to chat. And if you guys liked anything from this video, they should be linked down below. I will try my best to find everything that I chatted about, including that sleep mask, because it is the freaking bomb.com. And yes, taking a deep breath. I have a tea over here. Actually, I need to take a sip. My fridge just started making sounds in the back, so that is officially the sounding alarm that we've come to the end of this video. Would love if you guys would subscribe and hang out a little bit longer. I hope you liked this October favorites, and if you are loving something this October, please leave it in the comments below. Would love to start a chat. If you've got any questions about anything that I mentioned, I will see you in the comments. We'll see you in the next one as well in at least 24 hours. Bye guys.
I have to try to let her go, because she won't